there, welcome to my website. So during this video I wanted to share a little bit about my personal experience as well as the basic model that I use when I'm working with people through coaching and counseling. So first off, for personal experience, obviously it goes a long way further than this, but I found myself in a mental health crisis a couple years ago. When I was teaching, I was really taking care of people, but I wasn't giving back to myself, and I ended up utilizing alcohol for coping, and then I would binge watch movies and all sorts of different things that I tried to use to help me feel better, but ultimately did nothing for me. And it wasn't until I ended up in an inpatient unit and started to really see all of my poor decisions for what they were that it kind of all hit me that I needed a change. And so through the last several years, I've gone through those changes and used that as a launching pad forward, which I also hope to inspire in those of you that are watching. And so just because we end up in a mental health crisis does not mean that we have to stay there. It doesn't mean we're failures or we're broken. It just means that we need to reorient. So that is where the Holistic Wellness Academy comes in and the Holistic Wellness Model. So I offer these both individually and eventually I'll offer it as a full program. But at the moment, the pillars are: one, to focus on you. So looking into meditation and prayer and looking inside yourself, trying to work through the limiting beliefs and struggles that you most wrestle with. And this is a huge part of finding who you are, because so many of us, we focus on what others want and what all the different directions that we're being pulled, that we sometimes lose our sense of identity within that. And so the first step is to recover and restore that, work through those problem areas that you're really wrestling with. Next is others and relationships. So second pillar is relationships with others. Developing a healthy community and developing healthy communication styles, working through a community that can be really beneficial to you, because we can sometimes get caught up in the friends that we have, and without realizing it, we discover that they are not representing the values that we want to uphold, and so we are holding ourselves back, trying to fit in with this group that doesn't necessarily meet the needs that we are looking for, that we support. And so recognizing what healthy relationships look like and beginning to invest in those is a key part of this. Next is to look at what we need to clean out. And sometimes, like I mentioned, with relationships, that can be friendships or social circles or those that we hold as our closest friends or confidants. So when we start to clean out, we want to think about, what is the excess in my life? What is not serving me in a healthy way? And while it may sound selfish to prioritize yourself in this way and say, okay, I'm just not going to respond or talk to these people, or, I'm going to release these people out of my life, that can seem really cold, or, like it can be really hard for us to do that because it seems selfish, right? Like we should do these things. But at the same time, there does need to be a period sometimes where we separate ourselves and we look at what we are committing to and investing in, and seeing for ourselves, was this beneficial to me? And to be able to step back from that can really allow us to be able to do that. So cleaning out, that's that third pillar. Nutrition, fueling your body to help it function. So I come to you as a vegan. I've been vegan since April of 2018, but that does not mean that you need to be vegan or that I will try to convert you to vegan. I will best support you through whatever kind of nutrition style you're needing. And so that's something that we can work with individually to help you get to a healthy place and learn about proper nutrition. Next is fitness, and these kind of go hand in hand, because as our bodies start to feel better and as we gain more energy through the nutrition, we start to gain more vitality and we start to want to be more engaged in things, and that can help us to naturally move into wanting fitness and moving into a healthier lifestyle. So the fitness gets your body moving, gets those endorphins flowing, gets us a bit happier, a bit more spirited, and so we can more enthusiastically join in the things of life that we love to do. And then finally is that step in leadership. So as I mentioned, I was a teacher. I also love working with nurses, mothers, fathers, people who are in giving professions where we love to lead, we love to help others. We see a passion and a spark inside ourselves to be compassionate and empathetic towards others, and we want to best support them, but at the same time, sometimes we support others before ourselves. And while that can sound like a great virtue, at the same time, it can also lead to really unhealthy types of living. And so the more that we have gone through these 5 other steps, the more that then we can lead from an appropriate and beautiful standpoint so that we have more energy and vitality to help others. So those are the 6 pillars, and that's a little bit about me. If this sounds like something that is suitable for you and something that you would like to dive into, I would highly encourage you to book an appointment. I would love to talk to you and kind of hear your story, hear a bit more about where you're coming from and how I can best support you. So with that, I hope to talk to you soon.